With Disney's stronghold on the animated section of cinema, it's so great to see an animated film franchise become a classic now and again. This is the review of How to Train Your Dragon: A Hidden World. Stick around. What's up, Universe, and welcome back to the web's first must-see comic and nerd culture show. Welcome to Comic Universe, guys. I'm your host, as always, C-Dubs, and I'm riding solo on this video. And guys, have I got an awesome review coming your way here today. I am reviewing How to Train Your Dragon: A Hidden World, the third installment to the How to Train Your Dragon franchise. And I gotta say, as always, we're gonna give you the good, we're gonna give you the bad, and we're gonna give you the badass. Now, this is a film franchise that has been around for quite a while. It has like 130 some odd episodes of even an animated series, if you will, which honestly I've only seen like one or two, and they didn't hold up compared to the films for me, so I never really gave it a full shot. But in terms of the films, outside of the world of Disney and slash Pixar, if you will, How to Train Your Dragon has become my personal favorite animated franchise. The first one was good. The second one I thought was great. Like, candidate top 10 film of that year, in my opinion. And the epic scale of the second one was really hard to match for this third one, though, guys. But I gotta say, I did really enjoy this one. But let me hit you off with some of the good. The acting, the cast, everybody is back. All the characters that you know and love, maybe they don't get as much time to shine as they have in other films, but they have come back. All of your actors are back that played all their iconic roles, from Kristen Wiig all the way to America Ferrera. And of course, the voice of Hiccup, Jay, he's back as well. The director, Dean Dubois, I think his last name is, he did a fantastic job with this film. It's really, really beautiful. There's not really any major plot holes or anything. Everything is tied up neatly in a bow, and I think it's a really good send-off to a film franchise. And if we're not aware, guys, I guess spoiler alert to some degree, this is the last installment of the film franchise. Will the series, if the series is even still continuing, I don't know. But in terms of the film franchise, they're saying this is going to be the last one. And I think this is a good write-off. And I would hate to, considering how it ends, I would hate to see them come back and possibly mess it up, because it does tie itself in such a nice, beautiful swan song bow. And it's actually, even though it is an animated movie, it's still such a happy ending considering what it all entails, that even the likes of Disney can't generally always get those happy endings right, you know, and this is one of those sad moments where, you know, you got to grow up and learn to let go of things, is kind of the tale this story is telling, if you will. You know, sometimes it's better to, you know, grow up and move on and just hold on to the memories that you've had and the friendships that you've had and what they meant to you in the past, than to continue forward, because it could be a detriment to either you or them or both of you. So this is the tale that this story is actually telling us. And it's really touching because, you know, obviously when they designed Toothless, he was designed to mirror, you know, a cat and a dog. Kind of, he is a pet, essentially. And me being a pet owner, me and my wife, we don't have children, so my dog is like my child. And I could only imagine, okay, what it would be like to just be like, gotta give my dog up. You know, I've never been in that situation. I have lost pets, and it sucked. But just giving up my boy, I just don't know what I would do. And you guys have seen Mikey on the channel once or twice. You can tell he's a daddy's boy. He just sits in my lap. He's actually tucked under the covers right now because it's too cold in Florida, to be honest with you, for us. Us Florida boys, we don't like this stuff. And, you know, Toothless, we get to a point in the film where, you know, Hiccup has to make a decision. He's like, we can continue moving forward, because man has not learned how to, the rest of mankind has not learned how to accept dragons, okay, and we'll continue with our way of life, continuously putting the dragons in harm, or the hidden kingdom, if you will, there's a place there that they could be free, avoid from the dangers of the world, if you will. And, you know, it's a very tough decision for Hiccup, because not only does he have to pick up and move all of his people if they do decide to keep them, because they have to keep traveling, which is against kind of their ways, even though they do kind of move in that direction in the movie, but they do find a better place and they decide to make that their home. Or they can, again, continue their way of life and just eventually end up endangering all of their animals, their pets, their friends, if you will, and even their people to some degree. And that's really the best part about this movie. That's really the good. It's a wholesome story. It's a true story. This happens to a lot of us, not just with our pets, or obviously, but with our friendships and sometimes even with family. Though family is family, sometimes they can bring you so far down when they're going rock bottom that sometimes you have to let go because it could hurt you. So this is a fantastic, fantastic story, I gotta say. Some of the other good is the interaction between the female Light Fury. If you're not aware, there is a Light Fury now in the franchise, and the Night Fury. It is some of the bad here, guys. Some of the bad is they did show a lot of the funny scenes, and I can't stand when movies do that. And of course, I know that this movie isn't necessarily, directed towards me and my age demographic. But children are going to be able to laugh at it on screen when they see it as a commercial or a trailer, and then go back into the film and still laugh at it as if it's the first time they've seen it. So I understand why they did that. So a lot of the mating rituals, if you will, and it's just really cute to see how intuitive Toothless actually is with Hiccup. Like, it's one of those scenes where he doesn't actually have like a mic in his ear and his friend is telling him the lines to say, but in the distance, Hiccup is showing him how to do like a mating dance, and Night Fury is kind of mimicking it, and it's just all failing and going downhill. And then at the end, he's just like, screw it, I don't need your help, Hiccup, I got this, and he draws her a nice picture. A little spoiler alert there, guys, sorry. But I'm going to try not to spoil anything else, so you guys will be fine. If you guys want us to do a spoiler review after the movie comes out, just come back and let us know, and we'll definitely do that for you guys. Some of the bad. Let's hit you with the bad, guys. The villain in this movie is probably the worst of the franchise. He's not terrible. His motives are just, I want to kill. I've killed all that species. And it's not all dragons even. It's basically the Night Furies. We find out that he's the guy who hunted the Night Furies down to a single one. But obviously he didn't. There's two left, and he plans on using the female, essentially, to get at the male. So it was just really weak, especially since in the previous one, the villain, and the fight scene and the fight choreography and just the epic grand scale of that movie. Honestly, the sequel to How to Train Your Dragon, the second one, I honestly would compare it to many other high fantasy, amazing movies like your Lord of the Rings, if you will. Like, that's how good I think the second one actually is. It might just be me, but it really was an amazing tale, to be honest with you. But I would have to say that the villain is the weakest part of this. Another bad, I would say, is that, again, if maybe Hiccup and Toothless, which I don't know why they wouldn't be your favorite characters in this movie franchise, if maybe some of the side characters like Rough Nut and Tough Nut are your favorite, you're not going to get that much time to shine with them. I'm not 100% sure which one is which with Rough Nut and Tough Nut, for instance. I think the boy is Rough Nut. He can't grow a beard, so he ties his braids down to his beard, and there's this running joke throughout the film that's his luscious beard. And it was funny the first time, but it happens like 4 or 5 times throughout the film, and I'm just like, oh my god, stop. Move on from the damn joke. We got it. We get it. Even if I was 5, I would understand. Like, don't need it no more. But other than that, there's really not too much bad in the film. It does a really good send-off. Again, just the character motivations and maybe some of the scenes we kind of jump into things sometimes a little quickly, and the movie seems to move a little fast, which sometimes isn't a bad thing, and it might not be a bad thing for you. But for me, when I was just kind of getting into what was happening and kind of sinking into a good groove with what they're presenting me right now, they kind of move on to another. They do introduce us to another new species of dragon that's, I guess you say a bad dragon, if you will, that's under the tutelage of the villains of the film. But we don't get too much of them. They're kind of like a scorpion dragon hybrid. They're really cool looking. They have like this acid spewing ability, but they don't really give us any history or lore on that particular dragon. Maybe they've been introduced in this series, the TV series or the Netflix series, whatever. But again, I don't watch that. I've never watched it, so again, I've only seen 2 episodes. But I would say that pretty much wraps up the bad. Now, the badass of this movie, and I would say an unfortunate to this movie as well, is coming off of the heels of Aquaman. This movie is beautiful. Now, I know it's animated, so we're talking difference in scale, but if you remember the second one, there were a lot of times where the bioluminescence of the dragons and things like that was really cool. And we get that scene, and we've seen it actually in the commercials as well for the trailer, that when you get to the hidden world, if you will, where the dragons are safe, it's all bioluminescent, and it's absolutely beautiful. And if we weren't just a few months away from, Aquaman and seeing all the beautiful luminescence of the sea, if you will, this would have stood out a lot more and probably would have been a breath of fresh air. But now it just seems to be kind of riding second fiddle. But it was really pretty. I don't want to knock it, though. It was really fantastic. Another part of the badass is the absolute ending. Now, I'm not going to spoil it, but I just want you to put yourself in this scenario again. You got to let go of somebody, for whatever the reason is. Let's say it's for the benefit of them, so that they don't get hurt no more. And then you think in your lifetime you're never going to see them again. Okay, this ending makes that so great, if you will. Without me trying to spoil anything, it allows you to understand why letting go is sometimes better. And you never know what the future holds. So it was absolutely fantastic. Like, I didn't cry, and I'm man enough to admit if I cry in a film. I didn't cry, but I could see that ending causing people to cry. Okay, that's how good I think it wrapped itself up. The Rotten Tomatoes score, for what it's worth, is at 100% still. Granted, the movie hasn't come out yet, but there are been some reviews and some early viewings of it, so it hasn't affected the Rotten Tomatoes score on that end. The wanting to see it is at a 90%, if you will. I think it was actually 93. Metacritic has it at an 80%. So for what it's worth, that's what you get. Our score here at Comic Universe, I would give this a solid 4. Not quite a 5, because again, it didn't live up to the second one. And sometimes it's a little hard to do that. But it is a good sending to the franchise. And again, I hope they do not come back and possibly mess it up. Now, if they come back and knock it out of the park, I'm going to retract my statement. But, okay, in the here, in the now, I gotta say, it was pure fun, good. If you have a child, bring them. They're going to love it. You're going to love it. There's enough in there for adults as well. The relationship between Hiccup and Astrid, that kind of evolves to the next step as well with them. And first off, them dealing with the pressures of everybody in the village saying, you guys should just get married already. You guys should just get married already. And then just like, we'll do it when we're ready. So they got that there too. So even if the dragon thing isn't your thing, you're going to get some of the human interaction as well in this particular film, guys. So let us know, guys. Were you lucky enough to kind of see this movie early like I was? If not, is it something you're going to be in line for to go check it out? And once you do, guys, come back to this video. Let us know what you guys thought. And don't forget, if you want us to do a spoiler review after the film, come back, let me know, let us know. We'll go ahead and get that out for you guys. Maybe one of the other guys will have seen the movie as well. Maybe we could do a video cast and you guys maybe can join us. Who knows? And we can all kind of just talk together. We'll do a live stream and just talk about the film. That's again if you guys are interested, or if there's any movies out there that you want us to do like a live cast and just talk about the film. Obviously those casts will be spoiler heavy, so guys, just keep that in mind. So guys, if this is the first time you're seeing us here at Comic Universe, we do all kinds of videos. We do reviews, we do fan fiction ideas, we review comics, movies, we give you nerd news. We cover everything nerd and pop culture, guys. So definitely, if there's something out there that you want, our 2 cents on, let us know again in the comments below. Don't forget to Hulk smash that like button. And don't forget to subscribe and be a part of Earth's Mightiest Subscribers, guys. Please let us know if there's anything out there you want us to cover. And until next time, I'm C-Dubs, and I'll see you in the universe. Peace.